All right, now before we proceed, we have to fix a few things. So let's actually do that. So heading back to the confirm order API route that we are creating, that we are working on. So at the moment, we are checking whether or not the order exists. If it doesn't, then it means that the link already expired or the order is confirmed. Now the thing is that apart from checking the order, like the order document in the database, we should also check that whether the order ID exists in the query parameter. Because right now, if we do not pass this thing, suppose if we do not pass anything over here, this would throw an error, because over here we are trying to look for a document with an ID which doesn't even exist. So we need to fix this. So over here we can check, like even before configuring the database, we can check that whether the order ID, if it doesn't exist, then we have to throw an error. And we can do that in a similar way. And 1 second, this actually should have a server code. Let's go with 400 bad request. Now the thing is that we have to throw an error in a similar way, but I can see that we are kind of repeating ourselves on the error part. So let's do one thing. Let's create a reusable function which will give us this thing. So let's do that. Over here, let's give it a name of server error in such a way. So it's going to receive the response object. Obviously we'll have to pass this thing down. Then the second one would be the server code, the server status, or the server code, the server status, right? And the third one would be the message. So this thing, 1 second, this thing will return back response.json. Well, actually before that, status, which would be server status. And then the JSON would be, so over here I can see that we are doing error to be of true. So instead of this, let's do success to be of false, and message to be the one that we passed over here. So now instead of doing this manually, we can call this function. 1 second, should copy the message so that we do not have to type it again. So over here we can return back whatever this function returns right in a single line, and we can do server error. We have to pass down the response object because within this we have the JSON method which returns back JSON. So over here we have to pass down the response. The second one is server status, which would be 400 in this case, and the message is gonna be the one that we copied. Now in a similar way, let's do the same thing right over here. So it's gonna be, let's again do it in one go. So it's gonna be else return this thing, and the message would be, what was the message again? 1 second, invalid API route endpoint, invalid API endpoint. So now let's save it, and I'm gonna comment this line that we added for the time being, and let's actually test it out. So for instance, if we pass down an invalid key, then it's returning back the error. So that's great, everything is working. And now let's actually work on the part where the order ID is not in the query parameter. So over here, similarly, we will be returning back an error, and this one would be order ID not found. If we do that, and if we do not pass this particular query parameter, as you can see that it is working. So that is great. Right, now we have a bit of lean. Let's add a few comments. let's leave it actually. So yeah, we are getting back the order, right? Now we have to add the entry. So let's actually do this thing in the next part finally. All right, again, thank you for watching and see you in the next one.